Greetings, everyone. Just sort of sitting around thinking about something, and when I think about things, it's sometimes good to put it down on paper. So, I don't know if this concept exists anywhere else, but I'm just sort of going to play around with it for a moment and maybe look it up at some point. Although, really, I don't want to, because that's when you find out, well, maybe, just maybe, you weren't the first person with that thought, which I suspect will be the case anyway. And I'm okay with that. So for now, it's just a thought that came out of my head. Of course, I will eventually find out if anyone else had this idea. Go with one more. You'll see where I'm going here in a moment, I think. Or maybe, anyway, we'll see. The idea was sort of funny inside of my head. So, I'm sure a lot of people know this. It's not a secret or anything like that. But Slash, world famous guitarist, was born in London. And the idea popped into my head, well, wouldn't it be funny if he actually attended Hogwarts? I don't know, just sort of a funny thing. So I think I'll probably, at some point, try to think of something that would look cool in regards to that. And like I said, I haven't looked it up. I'm sure somebody has already thought about that. that should be a lot bigger, I think. But in a lot of ways, when you think about wizards and witches and magicians, when you think of them, well, when I was a kid anyway, they used wands, and they also often did a trick with a rabbit out of a cool top hat. You know, just because. So that's the idea that popped into my head anyway, is what if Slash attended Hogwarts school? So I just wanted to get that down on paper. Should probably look up a little bit more of the features of Slash too. Because that would be funny. Kind of see a kid version of him or something like that. I don't even think he's 10 years older than me, in all honesty. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that's a lot brighter than I thought it was going to be. This is just sort of a fun idea. I don't even think he speaks with an accent of any kind. I would guess that he's lived in America for quite some time. Probably the last, I don't know, maybe more than 50 years. So my understanding of how wands are made, I think they use a lot of sort of, well, is it Ollivanders? Ollivanders makes the wands for that world. And I think the vast majority of them have some sort of magical thing that makes up a part of them. I think the vast majority are of 3 items or three hearts. So I think there's like a unicorn hair, Dragon Heartstring, and I think what's the third one? It's like Phoenix Feather. And if Slash were to have picked up a wand, it wouldn't really be a wand. Of course, it would be a guitar. But I wonder which one of those magic elements would his be. So I would assume that rather than, well, I mean, he could have a maple neck on a Gibson Les Paul. But I think a lot of those classic ones were mahogany. As far as the string, well, why wouldn't it be a steel string? But, you know, could have been a steel string from, let's say, maybe even Jimi Hendrix's guitar. That'd be kind of magical, don't you think? Yeah, maybe. Just going to add a little bit of twists so that the hair is not just so smooth. That seems funny to me. I do like using these brush tip markers for moving lots of ink. I think they're pretty decent. That's kind of interesting. Now, I think his name is Saul Hudson, also known as Slash. And it is the question, what if he attended Hogwarts? Well, of course, of the four main houses, there'd be no doubt that he would be part of Slytherin. I think I'm spelling that right. Remember, he started a band, I think before velvet revolver. I think it was called Slash's Snake Pit. So that would make sense, would it not? I don't know. Just an interesting idea, I think. But yeah, the top hat, this is like, we'll call it a magician's top hat. For rabbits. I don't know. Well, let me see if I can just put something out really quick. Now, Les Pauls are kind of unique shape-wise. I've picked them up and played them before. They are heavy, like super heavy. I don't have a double humbucker, so that's two sets of pickups that seem like you'd have two tremolos pickups side by side, and sometimes they would be covered. Slash is kind of known for playing that instrument more so than any others that I can think of. Pretty cool dude, though. Slash. Okay. What other sort of things before I disappear with that idea? And then, like I said, at some point I'll probably come back to this and be like, yeah, I'm going to try to do like a cool picture. Or if any of you feel like, oh yeah, you should do a cool picture of Slash in relation to Harry Potter, that'd be kind of cool. So I do have a little bit of a familiarity with the world of Harry Potter. But not perfectly. I've never read the books, so I'm not that familiar. I've seen movies, so that's kind of fun. All right. What other things? Guitar-wise, now what would be an ideal unicorn, or really just like that metal string? Perhaps, yeah, like I said, there's like a chord of wands. Wands. They have dragon heart, string, unicorn, hair, and phoenix feather. Slash's guitar. He would have round wound or flat wound. Let's go with flat wound stainless steel. String. And let's say, just for fun, we'll say it's like perhaps from Hendrix. Burnt guitar. As quotation mark wand core. You see, the wand chooses the wizard or the witch. Now, there are different people that play a Gibson Les Paul and are known for it. I believe Zakk Wylde, who has a bullseye-like logo, generally on the ones that he plays. But anyway, so just an idea. Oh yeah, the quibbler. That's the glasses that you often see Luna Lovegood wear. So let Slash wear those. Just for fun. Can't imagine that top hat would be super easy to wear. I mean, it'd be pretty heavy. I think it's like leather. I don't really know how much he wears that hat anyway. I mean, he's He's pretty well known for it, almost as much as just like, the guitar that he plays. I should probably look up a little bit of what Slash looks like, although I'm pretty sure I kind of know. So I'm just doing this from memory. That earring is a bit much, or nose ring, I should say. I didn't, kind of forgot that I don't know if he still wears a nose ring or not. He might. What does the head of a Gibson Les Paul look like? I think it's sort of a classic looking, almost like an acoustic head, but not really. I think it's actually tipped back as well. Not like a luthier's angled back kind of a thing, but I think it's something like seventeen degree, I'm pretty sure. We'll put Gibson Les Paul, and no doubt Slash over the truss rod cover, something like that. Tuners. Something like that. Anyway, just ideas. Bring this out again. Throw in some yes. So these are pretty slick. You can get them pretty inexpensively as well. Sometimes I actually will bring out like the cup with water in it and the ink that I have, that I typically use. I just kind of wet it a little bit. But sometimes it'll leak through too, though, so you got to be kind of careful with that. But you may see me put another sheet in behind. Anyway, here's going to be the funnest test of memory for me. Maybe I shouldn't even attempt it, but I believe he has a tattoo on his shoulder that he designed himself. But we're just going to hint towards it. attempt to do it. Something like that, anyway. All right. And again, we'll fill in the quibbler glasses just because I think that's funny. And blue for that side. I am familiar enough with looking at that as in my living room there is actually a pair of those Luna glasses. So I see them every day. They look kind of like that. Yeah, well, nope, that's sort of the idea. So yeah. Born in London. Yeah. Anyway, just weird, fun ideas. And yeah. And not always necessary to see where things perfectly go. They don't have to go anywhere in particular. We were talking to someone about Slash and what makes him so iconic. And if, you know, he should ever just like release a blues album. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure that Slash could play the blues. But I said he kind of plays more like the Wrath of God. Then, you know, anyway, it was just kind of a funny conversation that I had with someone about it. And I don't know, we had a chuckle about that. It was kind of just like a weird thing. I'm sure it would be awesome. Yeah, anyway, so just an idea for something future related. That if Slash were alumni of Hogwarts, being that he could have attended, that would have been kind of funny. Anyway, just an idea. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll see you again at some point in the future. I think that's kind of just the idea out of my head for now. So that's it for now. We'll see you again.